Good. Well, I guess if you ask, you shall receive. And we received heat, humidity. I thought it was a good physical, tough day. I thought the guys, they battled. At the end of the 4-day stretch. Yesterday, it was actually one of our most explosive practices that we've had. From last year to even so far this year. So it was definitely coming off of that. It was the right setup for what we wanted for today, and everything worked accordingly. And we were definitely hot and humid today, and put guys in tough situations, short yardage, goal line, physical practice. Saw some good things on both sides. Offense was able to have some explosive runs, a couple big plays. Defense, bowed their neck in some critical situations. Back on the goal line. That's what we want to see. You want to see that back and forth. But guys, rising up to the moment. Have some guys that are getting opportunities because they're earning opportunities, and seeing what they are, how they capitalize with that. Maybe in a different group, moving up, and then also some guys moving down. So that's all part of as you go through camp. But we'll have an off day, finish the rest of the day. We've got some meetings and different team building activities. Tomorrow we'll have meetings here, and then head back to Tallahassee, and then everything building towards the scrimmage on Saturday.
Two very distinct days in Jacksonville, different than in the past. Usually 2 days here. You got to threw a curveball yesterday. Got to change things up. How do you like it?
No, it's good. That's part of what you face. You don't, and I try to take advantage of those, opportunities to share, the understanding that we might be on a road game and a bus might break down. We might have something that unexpected show up. I've been on games where we had the entire hotel lose power. We had to move hotels one night. I've been through a lot in my coaching career that presents challenges and distractions. Well, where we have to go, what we have to do. If they put the ball down, we have to play. Let's go play. It's got to be the best of our ability, everything that we have. And I thought our guys, embrace that. And I thought there were some good opportunities to even coach and push that. Here in the last 2 days here in Jacksonville.
What do you really want to see out of the group when you guys hit to the field for the second scrimmage?
Just improvement. For all guys of what they've done, where they were in scrimmage 2 compared to where they're going to be able to perform in this next scrimmage. I want to see guys that in that moment that are going to be able to go out there and execute and perform. Because hard work. We talk about it a lot around the program. Hard work matters. But it doesn't guarantee success. I got a lot of guys that work hard, but you struggle out there, and you got to be able to execute. You got to be able to perform. When your number's called, you got to be able to show that consistency, and so ultimately that's what we're pushing for, and that's what I want to see come Saturday.
Coach, you talk about that team building. Can you give me like a good specific moment from this trip in Jacksonville where you've seen that with your guys?
Yeah, I'll leave a lot of the specifics of what we do to what we do, but it's just time together, and seeing guys from all different places, different positions. We break up the team in a lot of different areas, and then see them work together, to see them spend time together, to get to know each other better. Because every team's different, and we're still working hard to build the identity of what this one's going to be. But times like this, definitely help. Push that, and you would have a huge focus on the relationship aspect of what this team is continuing to build.
We couldn't see it great. Was that like a board drill you guys had going at one point?
It was a goal line drill.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you feel like the physicality?
Oh, I loved it. That was great. Energy. You felt the energy. From the players, coaches. It was definitely some guys that stood up in their moment, and but it was a good work.
Mike, what's your assessment of where the receiving core is at this point?
I think they're continuing to grow, improve. I'm really excited. I think we've got some guys that have really established themselves as go-to type players, and now it's what is that rotation? What is that? The guys are going to be able to go out there and make an impact on Saturdays. Who's that going to be? And for however long you've been here, for whatever that's been, it comes down to going out there, executing, making the play when you have the opportunity, and so I'm excited to see the continued growth. But definitely been great improvement. You've had some big plays the last couple days, and seeing guys really pushing to rise to the occasion.
We asked about him, I think, last week, Brian Courtney. Is that someone who's taking advantage? You mentioned
absolutely, 100%. That's a great. I think Brian. I said it out there on the field. The guy has something about him. He's got the it factor of being smart. working hard, having talent and ability, but just a grit of pushing to get better. And he's going to be a guy that's going to help his football team a lot this year. And I mean, in a variety of different roles, different ways. But he is very proud of him. You've seen I think everybody's seen the jump and continued improvement with Kyle. Excited about Jackson, what he's going to be able to do. Brian. Obviously we got 2 young freshmen that are, I think, really special. And so I mean, all those guys are continuing to grow. But I think Brian Courtney's probably had as I say improvement, but just as much continued growth as what you'd want to see across this team, and you're definitely fired up for him.
Mike, where are you right now with this passing offense, and how much better do you think it can get in the next few weeks?
No, I'm very excited about it. We've been able to push the ball down the field. We've got some really good playmakers, throughout the offense, and I think we're gonna have a lot of versatility of what we're able to do, vertically as well as horizontally. Guys that are understand spacing and zones and that aspect of the game. So. I think it's got a chance to be, really good. And I love with the quarterbacks, their comfort in what we're asking them to do, and just continuing to push to get better.
Coach, what have you seen from Shaheem Brown looking as he continues to progress and become even a more pivotal part of this defense?
Yeah, I think he's had some great growth too. A guy that's played, had some all-conference, recognition, but I think he's playing by far his best football since he's been here. Just even some of the finer points of coverage, understanding where to be, making sure that you're playing half a step faster. I think he's improved in his tackling, and I've got big expectations, through whatever we're 12, 13 practices in. I mean, I'm really pleased with what I've seen from Shaheem.
Have you seen any growth leadership-wise, maybe from him off the field? Or
he's been a guy that he really is. Somebody tries to be a part of the action, and that's what he was last year. We had some guys that, were a little bit older, maybe did a little bit more. But I mean, I think Shai has earned the right to be able to put himself out there because of how he's worked. And I'm still pushing him, from just the consistency in all things. And but I think he's a great leader for us, and definitely seeing his confidence continue to emerge.
We talked to Marvin yesterday just about his development expectations for the season. What have you kind of seen from him in the offseason and then camp?
Yeah, he had a special summer. I think his growth, just through the workouts, it was one of those things. He's been limited here the first whatever it is, week and a half. The night before we started camp, we had a slight rolling of the ankle, doing a little bit of extra work, and so obviously getting him back to full speed and getting him participating here this week was big. And I think you feel his presence, and just the details, the discipline. He's got all the physical ability and tools, and so getting him out there has been good, and just seeing him push to go get better. But very pleased with what I've seen from him this week.
We see the end results on some of the long runs by Sam and Jalen, but how's the run blocking coming along?
No, I mean, you got to have space, and it's one thing to be able to run a long way, but if you don't have space, it's hard to get there. So I'm really, our run game, the explosiveness I think we'll be able to have, but even more than that is just a consistency in sometimes that tough yardage where it might not be as much space, but seeing guys that are bombing it in there, confident in their tracks, we're still pushing to get better at that. But I mean, it's something that has myself, my coaching staff, very excited, and it starts up front with the line, the tight ends, even the other backs. Times whenever they're in there blocking for each other, but it's really good to see guys. And if you get space, you got to make something happen with it. That's where the God-given talents of a back have to show up, and I think these guys are showing that they're definitely very capable.
All right, all good?
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.